First way to become a great putter is to start with a good setup. If you notice tour players, they're playing on fast greens, they've got a very natural looking setup. You'll notice that a lot of the players will look very similar in their setup. However, if you look at amateur players, you might notice a lot of really awkward looking setups where they're hunched over the ball, the arms get separated from their bodies, the hands are way too out in front. All these inconsistencies in the setup just lead to inconsistencies in the stroke, and then you've got a putting stroke that's got to build compensations into it. Tour players that putt great are going to have a setup that has very little need for compensations. The putter can make a nice, simple stroke back and through. As amateurs, I think you should work on your setup a little bit so you have fewer compensations. Understanding that the putter amounts for 40% of all the strokes that are being used. However, the average player only takes one putting lesson every 4 years, and 10% of all instruction is on putting. So do yourself a favor. Let's build some good fundamentals in your setup. Perhaps take a putting lesson, spend some time working on your fundamentals, and I guarantee you're going to start putting better and see your scores drop. One thing I want you to understand about golf is that's a side-on sport, and so is putting. Side-on sport meaning that we're standing to the side of the ball. Because we're standing to the side of the ball, that putter's got to work on a very slight arc around our body, similar to swinging a baseball bat, playing tennis. What I've illustrated here to demonstrate that, I've taken a couple shafts in the ground, I've matched them on the angle of my putter at address. And then I've got a hula hoop here, which would be your arc. That would be baseball or tennis. But I'm going to put it on an angle because in golf, we're bent over, standing to the side of the ball. So what this is going to illustrate, it's going to show a little bit of how the putter works up and down into the ball, and it also works on a slight arc. There's no straight lines on an arc, so there really is no straight back and through in your putting stroke. Everything's going to work on a arc, and that putter's going to stay square to the arc the entire time. So the best way to guarantee that you're going to make a simple stroke that works on an arc is from a good setup. Try this tip next time you go out to practice. I want you to stretch your arms out in front of you. Get your arms and the shaft of the putter level to each other and parallel to the ground. Draw your elbows in so your elbows hit just the very front of your rib cage. You'll feel a slight bow in the wrist right here, so your forearms and the shaft of the putter should be level. Keep that position and then go ahead and bend forward to the ball. What you're going to see here is this creates a necessary setup for building consistency in your putting. Arms will form a little bit of a triangle. You'll have some connection with the arms and the body. It's very important to maintain this connection with the arms and the body. The arms will work around the body, but I'm not getting detached here. Poor setups by amateurs leads to the arms being detached from the body, and the path of the putter will get way off track. So, simple setup technique when you practice. Elevate the club out in front of you, draw the elbows into your side, forearms and shaft of the putter are level, then simply tilt forward, maintaining that position. You'll feel that your elbows are sitting right in front of your rib cage. Upper arms are going to stay fairly connected to your sides. That will allow the putter to swing on its natural arc. Another little training aid for you to try is this learning curve, or putting arc. I'm going to keep the heel of the putter on the arc the entire time. Again, you'll see there's no manipulation in my hands with the putter, but I'm allowing my arms and my body to work together in this stroke. Another way to illustrate this, I'm going to flip this over, and there's some lines on that arc. The putter face in the stroke is going to stay square to the arc, so at no point am I manipulating and opening and closing the face. I want the arc of the putter and the face of the putter to stay square to those lines the entire time. It might actually feel like the putter face is closed, but it's actually square to the arc as it goes back, and as it comes through and opens slightly, it's square to the arc coming through. The advantage of working your putting stroke on a slight arc is that it mirrors what you do in your short game and your full swing. So, set up for some success, maintain a good setup position with your arms and your body so that they get connected. Allow the putter to swing on its natural arc. So when you make a stroke, let it feel like your arms stay connected to your body. Allow the putter to swing on its natural arc. Let it go back and through, and I guarantee you'll start hitting your putts more solidly with fewer compensations.